Okay, picking where we left off, we're talking about using regression analysis to actually predict the future. So I'm on page 637. In order for me to fill this formula out on how much, if the age is 45 and the gender is 2, how much sale, before I do that math, I need to generate some statistics based upon the regression. So here we go. I'm going to click on the regression guy. And the input range is going to be the sales. In other words, that's the input range here. The Y value is sort of like the output. And I know it sounds a little weird. And the input range is going to be these guys. And I am selecting the headers this time. So I'll make sure that that box is clicked. And then I want to output like right here. Okay, so, oh, dang it. I ended up messing that guy up. Input range is this guy. Okay. And I think now we're cool. Okay, so what it did is it produced me tons and tons of information, and I am not going to go over and explain what all this stuff is. If you're a math geek, you're probably having an orgasmic fit over all this stuff, but that's not what we're here for. What I want to know is these little numbers right there, okay, these coefficients. That's what I want. So here's the formula. Now this is a little weird. What it basically means is I'm going to type this out, and then it's going to be fake. In fact, I'll just start over here someplace, and I'm going to fake this guy so you can see what I'm doing. So this is going to be a math that basically says the age times the age coefficient plus the gender times the gender coefficient plus the intercept. Okay, that's the formula that I want. All right, so here we go. In this case, the age is 45. I guess I should go ahead and put these in parentheses like I started, although the order. Okay, so now I want the age coefficient. Well, the age coefficient is that guy. Now I'm going to go ahead and anchor the number part. That'll come in handy in a minute. Okay, plus the gender times the gender coefficient. And the gender coefficient is that guy. Okay. Plus, oh, I should anchor that guy, shouldn't I? Plus the intercept. Okay. And once again, I'm going to anchor, doggone it. I'm going to anchor the number part because I'm going to use autofill in just a minute. So I'm going to grab this guy and go. So now I have been able to predict the future. If I get, I don't remember which one is which. I think this is female. If I have a 60-year-old female, they're going to spend $161. If I have a 50-year-old male, they're going to spend $89. I can predict the future using this formula. Now, admittedly, this regression statistics only just gave you these numbers. You had to actually create a formula in order to fill in the values. And that's the formula. In this case, it's the age times the age coefficient plus the gender times the gender coefficient plus the intercept. And it allows you to be able to predict the future. Yay! Okay, so let's kind of wrap this thing up a bit. We're kind of at the end of the chapter, but I want to concentrate on what I think is important. What I think is important is you be able to know what tool and toolbox to use. So if I said, I want to know how tight or dispersed my data is. Is it really tight rifle shot at the bullseye, or is it a shotgun blast? What tool would I use to do that? It would be variance. I want to know if a particular data point is an outlier. Or is it part of the group, or is it way, way off to one end or the other? Okay, and what do you do with that? Yeah, that's like standard deviation guy, remember? Okay, or actually the normal distribution guy. I want to calculate the number of people who made an A or a B or a C on an exam. That would be that frequency distribution guy. You might have to do a round off to make that happen, but frequency distribution would work. I want to know how strong a relationship is. Well, probably correlation, the correlation coefficient, that universal kind of guy. I want to determine the cause of the correlation. Ha! A trick question. Statistics have got nothing to do with determining the cause. It's all about determining if there is a correlation. Yes, there's a strong correlation. Does that mean one caused the other? Absolutely not. So if I ask you that question on a quiz, you're going to say, by God, I know the answer. There. Okay. The next one is, I want to predict the future based upon the performance in the past. What would I use? Well, this guy. This regression analysis and that goofy little formula. Okay. That's about it for this chapter. We'll see you guys again in some future chapter.